Right. Is that working? Signal in Hampstead. Oh, well, it's working now, isn't it? For a while. I don't know when it tells me it's paused. Do I just freeze, or do it just go off? Right, I've got some questions. Got loads of questions. And it was sort of first come, first serve. So there's mad ones, because mad people, they're sometimes more motivated, aren't they? They get in there quick. Right, I'll get through them. Oh, this internet. Someone just said the internet is me too. I don't know what to do. Oh. Oh, God. Why doesn't the internet work? We fucking pay. Why doesn't it fucking work? Right, I'm just going to get through it and then delete it. Chris Hubbard, would you rather have feet for hands or hands for feet? I need my hands. I play guitar and tennis and write. I mean, I need my feet. I use my feet every day. But, I mean, if I had to make that choice, I don't know what scenario I'd have to make that choice. There's no medical scenario where I'd have to make that choice. I've heard of things like, oh, your wife in childbirth, we can either save your wife or the baby, but never, do you want to keep your feet or your hands? Maybe I've been caught by a weird serial, like something from Saw. I'll keep my hands. And it's not like I'm losing my feet, but I'm gaining hands on my feet, aren't I? So I just have 4 hands. I mean, I could work that out. It'd be harder to walk, but I reckon I could sort of get shoes. Because I'd have my legs, wouldn't I? I'd be strong enough. I'd just have be able to have little feet, wouldn't it? Like a little duck. I'd cover them up as well. Just have some sort of special shoe. So I might walk a bit funny, but it'd be all right unless I've got my hands. But what's the point of 4 feet? You can walk around, but you've got feet, so you can't do anything. We've got 4 hands. That's better. Better for seeing someone's 4 apples. I'd have to sit on my arse though, wouldn't I? And I'd grab them. Be just like being a chimp, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'd have hands for feet. Taco King, have you ever thought about writing a spin-off show with characters from The Office? Lee is such a good character. I haven't. I thought about it with Afterlife because there were so many. It was such an ensemble. There's about 10 to 20 really funny characters from Afterlife that you didn't see much. But I'm too lazy. People are doing spin-offs from The Office all over the place. Good luck to them. They have to pay me. There's another one. There's a spin-off of The Office coming to America where it's sort of... It's the same sort of vibe as The Office, but it's set in a local newspaper. So they've sort of fused The Office with Afterlife. Do I get paid twice? Sort it out. Doom Herald, can you sum up the meaning of life? No meaning, is there? We didn't have a choice. We didn't choose to exist. We just, with the result of like 3.5 billion years of evolution, the chance of being born like 400 million to 1. It's great. It's a one-off. We'll never exist again. We didn't exist for like 13.5 billion years, and now we got 80, 90, 100 years, if we're lucky. And then we don't exist again. There's no point to it. as an individual point, you've got to find your reason to carry on living, and that's loads of reasons. There's loads of reasons to make the most of this crazy chance, learning stuff, playing, friends, just try and find out as much about the world and enjoy every minute that you can. Whatever makes you happy, do that without hurting anyone. Keena, how important do you think social media is in today's world? Well, I don't know. Depends what you want to do. I mean, I suppose it's good. I sell my tours out on social media. It saves me doing interviews and stuff, I suppose. But it's not important in the greater scheme of things, is it? I mean, it is like reading every toilet wall in the world. But, you don't have to do it. It's virtual. If you don't like it, don't go there. But it's funny, isn't it, how it took off? It sort of makes sense because gossip is in our evolution. We used sort of gossip to, control the tribe. Because the point is we want to raise our status. We want to be respected. That's in our evolution. And the way you raised your status is two ways. Be good at something, be competent. People would say, oh, he's a good hunter. He's good for the tribe. And the other way was virtue. Oh, he's not a great hunter, but he's kind or whatever. And then social media comes along and people can raise their status without meeting anyone by doing good content, or that's where virtual signaling comes from as well, because people can suddenly go, oh, I'm virtuous, we've got no proof. They can be an absolute horror. But as long as they put the right things in their bio, everyone thinks, oh, they're good, they're a good person. So, but, I mean, it's been a good tool for me as well as an observational comedian, because before social media, I'd have to actually bump into mental people. Now I can just listen to them from the safety of my mansion. But I don't know. We don't know how long it'll be around. Somewhere to replace it. Gunnar, what's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say? Or what is the greatest enemy of mankind? Oh, that's a good one. Gunnar's got two questions. Gunnar's a dog, by the way. Greatest enemy, two things spring to mind. Greed and stupidity. And when they're mixed in amongst 8 billion people, that is an amazing cocktail. Greed and stupidity, I'd say. And they work very well together. As an enemy to mankind. Greed and stupidity. What's the most sensible thing you've ever heard someone say? Well, lots of amazing quotes. I suppose you mean sort of socially. I remember when I had a job in a factory when I was a teenager, and I had to get these lumps of pipe out and grind down the end, and I was getting them out of the oil and grinding them down. I was going 1, 2, and this bloke who'd sort of been there for 20 years and was going to be there for another 20 years, he looked over at me and said, who are you trying to impress? Why are you going so fast? And I thought, good point. And I've carried that lesson with me. Never try too hard at anything, kids. Gonzo the cat. Dear Uncle, what are you most proud of in your life? And what would you most like to be remembered for? Could be more than one thing. Well, you want people to think that you were honest and kind and all the obvious virtues, don't you? What do I remember for? Well, I'd like people to remember me as a good soul, I suppose. A nice chap who did well. I I know it's a difficult one because it sounds like I'm sort of suggesting to you what I think I'm like. But yeah, I think the same as everyone else, really. You want people to think you're a decent guy who didn't, hurt anyone, and hopefully, if there was a cosmic balance, I'd like to think I made the world a slightly better place than a slightly worse place. You know, when you hire a caravan for a week, my mum used to say, leave it as you found it, if not better. So I sort of think of that, really. Did I do slightly more good than bad? Although, problem with that is, you got serial killers who did a lot for charity. Leslie, you're one of the few down-to-earth famous people who actually react with their followers. Yeah, but look where it gets me. Bad signal, stupid questions. Thank you. We know your Dutch barn is great, but the ads are too naughty for TV. Is there anything we can do to help spread the word? Yes, the Dutch barn. I co-own that company. And yeah, all the adverts I've been doing, they can never get on telly. Well, I'm going to do some for telly, maybe. Just take out some of the... It's made in Yorkshire from apples. It's we got our own orchard and everything. I'm a farmer, officially. I told you, didn't I? So if there's a war, I couldn't fight. Like they can have me anyway. We need that fat old bloke. Why? He's got 4 hands. 4. See? Occam's razor. The thought might be boring, but have you ever considered narrating an audiobook? I think you'd be fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Razor, but I don't think I would. I get bored too easily. My eyesight's going. Well, I probably should wear glasses or reading glasses. I get bored with reading very quickly. I'd want to make jokes. I could do my own, I suppose. Do my own autobiography. Again, I wouldn't bother writing it. This is like, there's enough stuff for social media. No one has to do their autobiography now, because I've told everyone everything about them. What am I going to surprise you with? I was the illegitimate child of a king. You know everything about me. No, I haven't thought about doing that. That's not stressful, is it? Trying to do a live broadcast where it doesn't work. Zen XV. For about 2 weeks, I've had to adjust the flow in the toilet cistern manually after each flush to stop it trickling. Should I get a plumber in to fix it or keep adjusting the flow? Just keep it. Never fix anything. I follow that advice medically as well. If something goes wrong, I just think, I'll just wait for it to get better. Jay goes, go to the doctor. No, it's just get better. Or it won't get better and I'll just carry it for the rest of my life. Like something wrong with my toe. That's fused now. What else? Teeth are crooked. Who cares? Got loads of fillings. Got a frozen shoulder. Back goes. Just get on with it. I haven't got time. I can't be bothered. I said before, if I had a little doctor in the basement, I'd be down there all the time. But it's the admin, calling, getting a thing, the worry. If I just go down and say, what's this lump? I'll do it. You're just sitting there, little fella behind the desk. Like a fucking weird prisoner. Is that normal? No. They're way too distended. Cheeky. Mark X Art. What is it like being such a rich, handsome genius? Well, what does it look like? I'm tired. I'm angry with the Wi-Fi. I'm drinking beer. I'm answering questions from cats and dogs and maniacs. That's what it's like. But I do travel first class. Julia Kemple. I've just learned from my 7-year-old that a banana is a berry and a strawberry isn't. Have you discovered any good scientific facts recently? Thing is, I read up about science, but there's so much, and I skim read things, and I don't know if I fully understand anything. I know a bit about everything, and most of my life most of my, educational life, I did sciences. I even got to college to do science and swapped to philosophy, and I've kept interested. But I don't know. I did hear, now some of you eggheads, some of you quantum physicists might be able to verify this, but I heard there's rumblings in the scientific community that time might turn out to be a particle. Now, it's not fascinating because I don't even understand the premise. I can't imagine, you can't imagine what time is, let alone it being a particle. What does that even mean? So, I can't help you with that. Deborah, if social media didn't exist, how would you reach your fans? What other form of advertising would you use, Ricky? I don't know. Traditional ones. Maybe traditional ways wouldn't be dying. PR's dying, isn't it? All newspapers are dying. TV's dying. I was looking at I realised how lucky I was when I was looking at the industry and how terrestrial TV, even our big channels, they get 1, 2, 3 million. And Netflix has just blown them away. The figures you can get on Netflix are extraordinary. So all that's done. And I suppose, it's all the internet, isn't it? Netflix is basically, it's a website on the internet. And so I suppose I connect, if I'm talking to people on the internet, they're already there. They've probably got Netflix or something. I suppose it would be harder for me. And I hate interviews. I don't try not to do press because I've got an ulterior motive. It's always about them. So it's great. This is good. That is the best thing about social media, connecting with fans, and doing stuff like animal welfare campaigns, and so that is good. That is the good thing about social media. You just have to manage it. Just have to rule idiots out of your life. There's loads of idiots on social media, but there's loads of idiots on the high street. You just have to see them coming, I suppose. If someone's walking along the street with their shirt off shouting, cross the road. Same with social media. Block them, avoid them. They don't exist. Sean, when's the next special? Well, I've got to tour it first. I'm doing warm-ups. I've done about 50. I'm probably going to do another 20. Then I'm going to start it slowly in the autumn, doing theatres around Britain, then arenas around Britain, and then arenas everywhere else, all my favourite places. I'm doing the Hollywood Bowl again, I think. Obviously New York, all my favourite European cities like Copenhagen and Stockholm. That is amazing for me. That might be, what's your greatest achievement? The fact that I'm a British comedian playing arenas in non-English speaking countries. They speak English, but you know what I mean? That still blows my mind that I can fill an arena in Europe. That's mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing. I think that might be my greatest achievement. To be a stand-up comic filling arenas around the world. Yeah, that one. And of course, because of your generosity and buying platinum tickets, I can donate millions to animal charities, which is the biggest buzz. That is the biggest buzz. So yeah, as my mum used to say, you can't take it with you, so give it to a dog. I've just added to it. These questions, I thought I only did a few. So my next special will be the end of 25 or the beginning of 26. I'll be touring for like, I don't know, 14 months, probably. Oh, I won't live that long. Do you have Jeannie, do you have speakers in every room for listening to music? I have something in every room. I have a radio or Sonos or I've still got an old iPod in the gym. Yeah, radio's everywhere. Spotify on my phone. Yes, I've even got vinyl in the living room. So yes, there is something to play music in every room, I think. Can't do without it. Jane gets up like 3 hours before me so she can do some work before I come down, because YouTube's straight on and I'm listening to songs while I'm working. Oh God, it's good being a burden. If you could choose invisibility, immortality, or the ability to teleport, which would you choose and why? Teleport. Teleport, no doubt about it. Immortality, that'd be horrible. Invisibility, what's the point? What is the point? Sneaking in places, well, it's amazing. Invisibility would be amazing, but I don't know what teleport, that'd be amazing. I've come to Australia. Just all the getting on the flight and sitting next to a big fat bloke farting for 23 hours. That's what puts me off. Yeah, teleportation. I saw, what was that film? Was it Jumper? One of those real great aeroplane movies about someone who can just go anywhere. Just pop round. Okay, look, we've got a few more here. This has been a shambles, hasn't it? It was only an experiment. See if I could... Why is it all right now? Or maybe it isn't. Maybe I'm just talking to myself. You wouldn't get George Clooney doing this. Vintage Bob T. Not a stupid question, but after the success of Afterlife, Derek, Extras, etc., do you have another cracker up your sleeve coming soon? Well, you never know. I'm planning something. I've got the tour, and I'm trying to make Dutch Barn a global brand. So that's exciting. I'm really working hard at that. I've got 3 full-time jobs at the moment, and I'm developing an animation, a little animation for Netflix. But I don't know. You never know if it has set the world alight. Who could have guessed that Afterlife would be as... Do you know what I mean? A little British sitcom about a guy whose wife is of cancer. And it's got hundreds of millions of views. People are still watching it. No one could have guessed that. So you can't assume that. You've got to assume that a few people will like it and then it'll get cancelled. That's what you always assume. And I think the only reason I've never had anything cancelled is I get out before I cancel it. But I hope everything you do is watched, and but you never know. I'd say to new comics, don't worry about that. Just do your best, enjoy it, and get paid. Because nothing else matters. Reviews don't matter. Awards don't matter. No, do you know what I mean? I say to people, when you start off, you want to get 5 stars. You want to be lauded all the time, and then you realise that a house is real. No one's ever bought a house with a great score on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's my advice to young comedians and actors. Get paid. Enjoy it and get paid. last question. Lionel Lemon. So that's an account of a fictional lemon in afterlife. As I said before, you would not get George Clooney doing this. Lionel Lemon. Here's a ridiculous question from your favourite lemon. Would you rather have abnormally big toes or abnormally big ears? Well, but what's abnormal? I mean, do you mean, is it elephant ears versus a big marrow toe? Or is it just like, if I took my socks off and showed you my big toe, people go, hey, they're big toes. It depends, doesn't it? I mean, ears are the first thing you'd see. Could I hide my toes? Or have I got like 2 foot long shoes? If abnormally big toe, say you're twice as big, so it's ears twice as big or toes twice as big, I think I'd choose toes twice as big because I just get big shoes and I'd be a really good swimmer. Ears twice as big, people go, me. Here comes Dumbo. You don't want to prejudice people before they meet you. You don't want the first thing to be, me, he's got big ears. Whereas I was walking along, people wouldn't go, me, he's got big toes. That'd be a little surprise when we went swimming. I go, why is he going so fucking fast? Oh, he's got massive toes. What a load of shit that was. I knew it would be. Thanks for following. Thanks for asking all your stupid questions. Stuff and really share things about Dutch Barn. Try Dutch Barn. Yes, it might make me $1 billion, but when I die, that'll go to worthy causes, won't it? That's why I haven't had kids. Even though my kids don't exist, I hate the little to have all my money. Right, that'll do. Tattoo bye, everyone. Tattoo bye.